So I'm talking about fitness, health, reading, values, and knowing why you do certain things. So I'll start off with fitness. So there's a difference between health and fitness. Having fitness is just being able to, like, I think, being like physically fit and being able to do certain things. I think that's fitness. But then I think health is more like, because you could be like, health is more associated with like being healthy, doing healthy things. Because you could be fit and not healthy, and you could be healthy and not fit. That's what I've learned. Like, there is a difference between fitness and health. That's the thing. I think anyway, health is more important than fitness. So think of it this way. Fitness maybe just like in terms of sport, and then health just in just like everyday, like regular life. That's like health. Then we have next topic I want to talk about is reading. So I think it's important to read. I'm not necessarily talking about just reading books, but I think it's important to just like find new knowledge about things and take in information on certain things, and then use that knowledge and information, because without like using it, it's not really useful. Next up, I'm talking about values. So I think it's really important. So this is the thing, I found this out from reading, that it's really important that you have your own values, and that you have other people have values as well, because then you can like pretty much base things off whatever your values are for you, and your values can pretty much be anything you want them to be. So and your values could also be similar to other people. So I would give you advice to try and find what your values are, and try write them down, and then just write down what your values are, and then like you can just stick by those values. And yeah, I would take time doing that. I wouldn't just rush over that quickly. I'd take time to do that. Like, find out what your values are, write down your values, and then try and stick by those values. I think that will make a lot of things just a lot. Yeah, I think that will make things better for you. I think if you just do that, find out what you think your values are, what your values are, and then just stick by those values. The next thing I'm talking about is why you do certain things. So this talks about why you're actually choosing to actually like engage and do certain things. I think that's really important. So what I do and what I learned was, you should have a why you do something that isn't based on yourself, that is based on something outside of you, not something that's like materialistic or something like that, but be focused on other people. Like, find people that you actually like, that help you help them, and that you're actually gonna you actually like gonna work for them. Like, it doesn't necessarily have to be just somebody that like, it doesn't have to be somebody that's really close to you. Like, that's the thing, it doesn't have to be. But like, just think about somebody that you actually like care about, or you actually like think whatever when you're doing certain things. So, and then that's like that there. I think pretty much if you can think while you're doing certain things, you just think about whoever it is you're doing those things for. And I think that, like, I found actually just doing that is actually just like, yeah, it's like, it just like, things can start to happen when you just do that. You just like, whilst you're doing stuff, you're not focused on yourself, you're focused on other people. Like, you're focused on whatever, like, why you're doing the thing you're doing. Like, who are you doing the things for? Are you doing, like, are you trying to make somebody proud of you? Are you trying to like, is this like, I think if you don't really have like that reason like why you're doing something, because if you just focus on yourself, like eventually you're just going to burn out, or you're just going to like, because yeah, like it, yeah. Yeah, you should, I think it's really important you know why you are doing things, why you're choosing to do certain things. That's very, very important. Because that's pretty much like, that's, like, I know I talked about motivation, I talked about that in another episode prior to this episode. I'm talking about this now, I am pretty much talking about motivation, because that's pretty much, I think, instead of like just trying to like motivate yourself with just external things, figure out like why, figure out the people that you're doing certain things for, and that's like, that's your why. That's why you're just going to do, that's why you're going to do this, that's why you're going to do whatever it is you're doing, and then stick by that. And I don't think you're going to be motivated all the time, but that's going to really give you, I found anyway, that pretty much gives you a lot of motivation, because you pretty much just like, yeah, like there's just like kind of like, yeah, just think about who you're actually doing whatever it is you're doing it for. Like, that's the thing, because it's not, don't, it's okay to focus on yourself, but don't always focus on yourself. That's what I would say. Yeah. I'm going to move on. I'm going to talk about work-life balance. Okay, people talk about work-life balance and they say like, keep everything in check and do whatever. I don't think work-life balance is like maybe even something you actually really want, to be honest. Because like, you could have work, yeah, but I don't think work-life balance is something you really want, like, to be honest. Like, if you look at people who are like, if you're able to study people who are successful in their field, I don't think a lot of them actually have work-life balance. I think they just like, I don't think they do, to be honest. So I don't really think work-life balance is a thing. Or like, no, I don't think work-life balance is a thing. But I don't think if you actually want to, maybe for some people, but I think if you actually just want to like do something that's like completely out there, then you're pretty much, I would just say goodbye to work-life balance, because that's not really going to be a thing. Like, as soon as you start doing that, and you might find that out quickly when you start to do those things. Yeah, you'll find out quickly that like work-life balance just isn't really like a thing. Well, work-life balance could be a thing, but it's just not gonna, like, if you really, really, really want to get to a certain place and you want to do a certain thing, work-life balance might as well just go out the window, because like you're probably just gonna be like, yeah, just gonna continuous work and just completely like, yeah, that's just like, yeah, that's, yeah. Yeah, that's why I think just work-life balance, just, yeah, like, people talk about it's good to do certain things in moderation. Yeah, I suppose they have a point, like, it is good to do certain things in moderation. I think there's a point, though, they're like, that's, you kind of just have to do things, so I think a lot of people just, like, get stuck, be like, I'm just going to just, like, it's just about, because it's convenient, just do this or whatever, and it's like, that's not really, I don't think that's really going to get you to where you want to go, really, just, like, I don't really think that is, to be honest.